Hi, there is Shenzhen Zmotion Technology Company Limited. Let's continuous machine vision learning. Same, the lesson 2, how to use together with industrial camera. In last video, we have learnt camera introduction, how to wire camera and controller. And today, the main knowledge is how to program the graphic acquisition. In last video, 3 kinds of acquisition modes are talked. Let's capture the graphic in XPCIE one by one. XPCIE is Zmotion own free IDE software. It can develop motion control and machine vision control. Corresponding programming languages are RT Basic and RT HMI. You could download it. And there are many examples and corresponding manuals for learning. It also provides simulator tool for testing. This video introduces its usage. You could review it at the same time. First mode, free acquisition. Here shows code steps. Step 1, build one new project. Build files, and set auto run task no. Please check our XPCIE manual or above mentioned video. In this example project, it includes 2 basic files and 1 HMI file. Basic files are main and global variable. Step 2, write HMI file. That is, in HMI window, add needed widgets. Here, 3 buttons are needed. You just need to drag the control here to HMI position. Also, you can check it from manual or video. Step 3, edit global variable basic file. That is, define and initialize global variables. It includes camera numbers, free acquisition flag, task ID, acquisition mode, and graphic variable. In a short, define separate variable for separate flags. We will check them in details one by one. Step 4, edit main basic file. In main file, edit subfunctions. Specifically, edit corresponding actions when the HMI button is pressed or released. This is important part. Let's open the example file. Open the ZPJ file in XPCIE. It can be seen there are 3 buttons here. Then edit main program. It should include sub-actions of these 3 HMI buttons. At first, it runs the HMI scan camera button action at first. That is, when it checks the scan camera button is on. This part will be executed from up to down. Here, our example camera is HK Vision. Therefore, here writes M Vision. For other brands, please enter correct brand name. Then, check how many cameras here. If there are cameras, camera quantity will be shown. If no camera scanned, it will return 0 and tell you no camera. And exit the sub-action, no any actions. You could check wiring, camera IP, etc. When the camera is scanned, the sub-action of free collect button will be executed. When it is pressed, this sub starts to run. It is mainly to check whether it is free acquisition now through the mark. 1 means yes, no need to enable free acquisition again. It confirmed now state is correct. 0 means you didn't scan the camera. Please scan the camera at first. If no problem, it will initialize the camera. Select the needed camera. And set its acquisition mode as free mode by setting value as -1. Next, open the camera to run free mode. Here, write 1 while loop for the free mode execution task. Same, check whether it is correct. If it is wrong, 0, it will exit directly. If it is correct, it starts to capture the graphic through this command. 1 frame graphic will be collected. And show it in picture component of HMI channel 0. Then back to here, capture and show in cycle. If you want to make it stop, it is easy, set the flag as 0. It will not capture anymore. Now, step 5, bind main basic sub-actions with corresponding HMI widget. When you edited these actions, back to HMI window. For example, for scan camera widget. In action menu, select call subtype. And choose the basic sub-action, scan all cameras. That is, when the scan camera button is pressed. It will jump to here, calling the part program. For these 2 buttons, they are same method. From now, all preparations are over. Step 6. Connect to controller or simulator. And download the project into it for running. Here, we connect to simulator. Download into simulator. Open the simulation screen. Now the HMI interface is shown. Click Scan Camera button. It said one camera is scanned. Then, click Free Collect. The graphic is captured immediately. And when we hide it by our hands, it can real-time show graphic situation. But when we stop it, no any changes when we hide it again. Okay, now, the free acquisition mode is introduced and operated. Next, see software trigger mode. Actually, steps are the basic same. The main HMI button is soft trigger. Add it here. It also means corresponding sub-action is needed. That is, this part. When camera is scanned. Set need camera ID. And set the mode as 0. Then the soft trigger mode is set. Next, use this command to start the camera. Soft trigger, so it needs one signal. This parameter, trigger software, the signal is 0. When it gets the signal, graphic number 0 will be collected and shown in latch channel 0. Same, please remember to bind them. Okay, we done, let's see the effect. Connect to simulator. Download into simulator. Open HMI screen. Click soft trigger. The graphic is shown. It is just one frame graphic, not real-time graphic. When we hide it and trigger again. See, this is captured. Hardware trigger mode. It is same soft trigger. But it needs hardware wiring that was talked in part 2. And their trigger signals are different. Add one button at first. Then, corresponding sub-action codes. The sub-function name is btn_line 0 trigger. These parts are the same. See here, the mode value is 1. And the trigger signal is this one. 1 means it is triggered by falling edge. That is, when the controller OP0 becomes off, it will be triggered. You also can set it as 0, rising edge. Then, start the camera. Use Move OP to output high-level signal at first. Then, output low-level signal. In this way, one falling edge is produced. After the camera input port received this signal, it starts to capture graphic and shows it in latch channel 0. Same, bind it with the HMI button. Because the simulator is used, no way to trigger by hardware. But the effect will be same as the soft trigger. Now, all 3 modes are shown, including former camera and wiring introduction. And sometimes, you may need to set some camera parameters. Like, exposure time. Add the HMI button. When this button is pressed, it still needs one new HMI window that sets the exposure time. At first, add one text button. Then, add one value button. You can enter exposure time value through it. One variable definition is also needed. This part. And bind the variable with the value button. Obviously, one OK button should be added. In a short, enter the value and confirm it. Next, back main HMI window. Edit the specific sub-action for exposure time setting. It will pop up the window 11 when the button is pressed. Then, you set the value in window 11. This sub-function of OK button will be executed. Here, free mode is used. Bind the sub-function. And run it. Scan the camera. It runs under free acquisition mode. It is collecting in real time. Click this to set the exposure time. Now it shows the initial time. We make it larger. It can be seen the brightness is very higher. Resume it. Therefore, you can set needed effect according to real application. Okay, that's all for today. Lesson 2 of VPLC 532E usage. You also can check corresponding article in Zmotion support page. Thank you for your watching. And welcome to communicate with you. See you next time.